Hey, welcome to our Eid of Shabbat class, Parashat Haye. What was Abraham Abinu strategizing? I'm referring to the beginning of the Parashat, the famous story. Abraham Abinu had the difficult task of burying his wife, but went out of his way to purchase a plot, a certain very unique plot that we know so very well, and went through in doing so, exchange, give and take, transaction, negotiation, and debate with both the people of Het and the leader, Ephron of Het. In this exchange, there are a number of interesting terminologies, approaches, strategies employed by Abraham Abinu. And as we go through them, there are really some inquiries that should be eyebrow lifting for us. Let's pick up on them and then backtrack, as we like to do, and then dig deep into the depth of Abraham Abinu's intent, of his plans, of his understanding, of his insight, and of his foresight as to how critical of a nature of a engagement and transaction he was about to enter into. So here we go. We're right at the beginning of the parasha, after we're told that Sarah lived this many years. She passed away in Hebron, in Kiryat Arba, which is Hebron. Abraham came, he eulogized her, and he cried just a little. Pasuk Yud Gima. Let's ask as we go. By Yaakov Abraham al Penemeto, his mourning was over. By Daber al Benehet Lemor. He spoke to the people of the city there, of Het. Lemor. Lemor. Now, the word Lemor is always when, by Daber Adonai al Moshe Lemor, that the speaker is asking whatever is being said to be conveyed elsewhere. Hashem tells Moshe something, lemor, to tell to speak to convey to Am Yisrael. What's the lemor appropriateness in this pasuk? He's speaking to Bnei Het. To tell to who? Pasuk Dalet. Here's the message. I'm a ger, I'm a stranger. Toshav, I'm a sojourner. Why describe himself in two different manners? What's the significance? What is he getting at? What is he gaining by this double description? Give me a grave, a plot, but not just any old grave and plot. Ahuzat kever. What's an ahuzah? Ahuzah can mean a purchase, a grab, as they say, but more technically an inheritance of a grave. What was he really asking them besides just a plot of land? It seems a little more. So, Pasuk Abraham Lo, here was their response. You are a prince of God. What a response, what an admiration, what a description. Your choice. Take land anywhere you want. Now notice they didn't repeat that term, ahuzat kevet. They just said kevet, a plot of land. No one will stand in your way. It's up to you. Abraham seemingly was not satisfied with that response. And in Pasuk Zayin, he says again, Vayakum Abraham v'yishtachu, in respect, la'am ha'aris, to the people of the land. Here it says am ha'aris specifically, l'bnei Het, to the people of Het. V'yidaber etam lemor, and he said as follows: Im yesh nafshechem leborem etim lefanai. Really? You like me so much? You admire me? You want to satisfy me and accommodate me with burial? Shima'oni ufig'oli ben Ephron ben Sohar. So please listen to my following request. Book me a meeting with Ephron ben Sohar, who's apparently the leader. Now, if that's the case, Abraham should have just started off by requesting a meeting with Ephron. Why go through the process of asking his request, presenting his request before the people of Het, hearing their response, and then asking to speak to the boss? Just start off that way and listen to what he said, I'm going to ask him. He's telling them what he's about to ask him if he gets that meeting. I want his property. I want his property. He's the leader. And by the way, they were granting a plot of land. He rejected that outright. He didn't ask for a plot of land. He asked for a stone structure, a me'ara, underground stone structure, a double cave. Maybe next week we'll have a different view. Right now we see all the committee and Hazanim of Bet Torah in our class, which is okay. We're honored to see them. In any case, a stone cave from the leader. That's strange, but here's something more unusual. He says, "V'yitenli, yitenenali." What does that imply? A gift. I'd like a gift. But in the same breath, he says, "Bechesef maleh." I want a full price. Make up your mind. I'm very confused. Would you like a gift, as he said, "V'yitenli, v'yitenenali," or would you like to purchase from us? He's saying both, apparently. And so Abraham is a little bit, you can say, double talking, or at least presenting himself unclearly, it seems like, in terms of his intent. All right. So Pasuk Yud tells us that Ephron indeed was the leader, and Ephron now expresses himself to Abraham. He came on the scene apparently, and he expresses himself, it says in Pasuk Yod, be'oznei b'nei. How unusual. In the ears. Okay, they were present. The people were present. Just say in front of the people of Haye. What does that mean, the ears of? Right now I'm talking to you. Am I speaking to your ears? I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to speak. What does that mean, the ears of the people of Haye? And it was Bechol Ba'esh It was in the town square. It was in a public area, but he spoke in their ears. And he says as follows, after all, Lo Adoni Shema'eni. Sir, my master, honored Prince of God, no, listen to me. Was that a polite no? Or was that a rude no? No what? Is that a refusal? Or is that in addition to his request? Listen to me, he says. Well, indeed, I'm giving you the sadeh, the field. He didn't say anything about a purchase. And in fact, not really, he didn't ask for a field. I'm giving you the cave. But he said the field also. Abraham didn't ask for a field. He asked for the cave. Ephron adds on, I'm giving you the field and the cave package deal. To the eyes of everyone. Abraham bows, Pasuk is respectfully, and he speaks to Ephron. And apparently, even after getting a deal of the century, he's not satisfied. And he says to Ephron, if you'll really heed the call and my request, I'm asking you to take the money, then it's a deal. And Ephron said, you know what, Adoni Shema'ani, before he says, Lo Adoni Shema'ani, now he says, Adoni Shema'ani, if you insist, I'll put a price tag on it. As we're going to see, this price tag was the most overbloated price you can imagine. He went from Balash, from free, to Saks Fifth Avenue prices in the same sentence. But Tedzain, he took the deal, and he shells it out on the spot. Nedi, we're talking about here. Maybe Zelle, Venmo. It was on the spot. And what money? The money that he spoke to in the ears of Bnei Haye, right? And it says 400 shekel kesef. What the value is, we'll get into that. Ovela sohel, which is exchangeable in a regular retail market. And then it says the field became his. Okay, let's backtrack. So what I'm going to do now is I'll ask for Mahilal, the Mefarshim, the great commentaries will excuse me, because without naming names, I'm going to try to synthesize the sentiments of the great commentaries and paint a picture based on their insights and the depths of their understanding of the terminology and nuances in the Pesukim, the inquiries we just asked, and try to paint a picture of Abraham, his strategy, and the way he was strategizing here. So here we go. So Abraham said, you know what, I'm a ger and a toshav. A ger, a toshav is just a sojourner, someone who's traveling through. But a ger, vis-a-vis societies, is someone with no rights. Citizens have rights in every society, even the most democratic society. Citizens have rights. Non-citizens are not supposed to have rights, right? So he says, listen, I'm a ger, I'm a stranger without rights. Now, if you have rights, apparently, you deserve an ahuzat kabed. Part of the benefits, at least in the Het society, was that you get certain plots automatically in citizenship of land to bury when the time comes. I'm not only a visitor, but I'm a ger. I would like to not be treated as a ger, and I would like to have the right of a citizen, which is an ahuzat kabed. But he's asking more than just what a citizen gets, apparently, which is a regular plot of grave. He wants an ahuzah for some reason, which again implies a terminology used for inheritance, something that's very lasting, something that holds and keeps more, something with more permanence to it. It's a bold request. And on the other hand, he's using the toshav word, because in Jewish law, we have something also called a ger toshav, not a ger vet toshav, a ger toshav. That is a non-Jew who lives in Jewish society, and he takes upon himself certain mizvot. A non-Jew doesn't convert, called a ger toshav. There are laws guiding him, and some of the laws guiding him is codified in law by the Rambam, etc. Is that you have to be kind to a ger toshav, and you have to even sometimes support him, gift him, give him things. Implying is Abraham, apparently, not only do I want to be not treated as a ger, but I do want the rights, or at least the treatment, the fair treatment of a toshav. And I want, therefore, you to consider me as a traveler and a sojourner you should be kind to, and be not so unhesitant to provide me with things, because after all, I'm alone here and I need some help. And so you have a double expression, which Abraham takes advantage of both sides of this double expression. Now, let's go back to the lemor word. The lemor apparently was that when he told the people of Het, this is what I want, but there was going to be a subsequent step of them conveying it. In other words, he already was planning and was honed in on not just speaking to Ephron, but asking him about Ma'arat HaMachpelah, the duplex cave. Now, we're going to try to resolve in a second. Why didn't he just get to that? But this lemor indicates that. He had a plan. First go to Bnei Het, lemor, but there's a lot coming afterwards. It was within his original strategy. Okay. Now, but they bought it hook, line, and sinker. No, you're not a ger. Shalom. You have rights. Not only do you have rights, you are a prince of God. By the way, what an impression that Abraham Avinu left on surrounding towns and cities, where even the people that weren't under his umbrella of education, there was a peripheral impact where they at least recognized him as a prince of God. No, Chas v'shalom, are you a stranger? You have every right of a citizen. Just like we have, not only do you have let's say a plot assigned, your choice of plots. Your choice. They didn't mention ahuzah, that's the aleph word, but your choice of plots. And guess what? Well, it'll also treat you like a toshav. We're being very giving to you because we're saying any plot that you want. It worked like a gem. The Ger Toshav, double inference of Abraham. They took it. Like feeding a baby, right? They took it. So Abraham then moves on to the next step. He's ready. I'd like to speak to Ephron. So why not say that in the beginning? Well, I'll tell you why not say that in the beginning. Because I want the people there too. I don't want a private meeting with Ephron. I want a public meeting with Ephron. So let me get to them first and make sure that they're present because they've already committed themselves to me. And in their willing presence, giving presence, now I'll approach Ephron. There's something else. I want Ephron to know that they were there. Because if I have a private meeting, okay, who knows with these leaders? The people might respect Abraham, who knows about the leader? But if Ephron knows that in public, they've already made a commitment to I be sure. Now I'm going to go backwards off that commitment. Abraham's brilliant. So I want the people there, and I want him there, and I'm taking advantage of both. And I set it up that way. So I make a public request in front of them. Granted, hold, factor B, come in, get the leader here in their presence with a prior commitment. It's all set up. Okay. So now he tells Ephron, what would you like, sir? Please. Well, first he tells them when he's going to tell Ephron, but obviously he told this to Ephron. I would like not a plot of land. I'm very, very in debt to you for this wonderful, gracious gesture. But I don't want that. I want his property. His property? Yeah. It has to be very, at the end of this field, very identifiable. And Yitenli, give me, but kesef maleh. What's with the giving, the gift, and the price? Which one do you want? I want both. I want both. Because if you sell something for a certain price, eventually there's inflation, there's depreciation, there's all types of financial formulas. Who says that you will have a right to it when the economic climate changes? You bought it based on a certain price. So I want a gift. I want the advantage of a gift. On the other hand, if there's only a gift, well, that's a favor. Okay, I give you a favor. Your kids, I didn't say anything about your next generation. I did a favor to you, so let me pay them. I want the advantages of purchase, monetary purchase, and also of gesture of gift. I want both advantages because the combination of both will equip me with a much higher odds of retaining this property over the course of time and in future generations. Unreal. And Ephron says, Lo Adoni. No. No what? No, I don't want to accept money. No, I don't want it to be both a purchase and a gift. Or no, I don't want to give you the me'ara, just the sadeh. Well, all of the above. He says, no, hasadeh I'll give you. And the me'ara. I don't want it just to be a me'ara. I'll give you my property in the surrounding field. Incredible generosity. But he says, for free, balash. Was that ill-intended? Was that well-intended? We're not sure. Could be a little of both. But it's playing out now, and he's playing to Abraham's hand. And Abraham then, in the final step, tells him, I want to pay. I accept the me'ara. He give me his property. This is the leader, the governor. And I accept the field. And I accept the gift. But I want to pay also. All right. Now that you mention it, I'll come up with the price. Now, by the way, shekel, she here mentions a certain denomination. She calls it a kantrin. And there are hachamim that has values in certain denominations. And they say a kantrin is a me'ah dinar, which is about 4.5 kilograms, which times 400 is 17,000 kilograms. And done in calculations of how much silver is in each one, it comes to over $8 million in modern currency. Over $8 million. Now, mind you, this was apparently unused. It was, yes, in his field, so location, but it was stone, right? So did he overpay? It certainly sounds like he overpaid. It certainly sounds like that. In any case, he did it happily, and they bought right into it. So let's just step back for a moment. What has Abraham accomplished over here? Well, he first staked his claim as someone who is deserving by prompting them to say it. And they willingly gave him both a gift and a purchase. He made sure that it was in public. And you saw that term repeat itself, in the ears of. The ears of means that not only was in their presence, they understood it, they digested it, they really were on board. It was in their ears, they were focused in on it, and they were all thumbs upping him at the time. So he did it in a manner that it was a public confirmation. And of course, he also took advantage of both sides of the purchase and the gift, just in case. He really set himself up. Now, why did he do all this? For two words. The word he started with, ahuzah, and the word that this episode ends with in Pasuk Yud Zayin. By Yaakov, the transfer was made, and it says, Pasuk Yud Het, rather, L'Avraham Nimikna. Nimikna means a full purchase. Avraham Avinu did it because first and foremost, he understands that he needs to be a model for his children. You buy Israel. You purchase in Israel. The first thing Yaakov Avinu did when he stepped foot back in the land after that long 22-year hiatus out of the land. We purchase land. The second thing is you do it b'mesirut nefesh, with sacrifice. The third thing is that you try to set it up so that there's no claims against it with permanency. Avraham Avinu did this because he knew that this land would be the claim of peoples in the future. And the foresight of Avraham Avinu had it so that even though there are people that challenge Israel, they want to throw us into the sea, they want to supplant us, they want to uproot us, yet they know that Maharat HaMachpelah belongs to the Jews because it's Ibrahim, it's Abraham, it's Abraham, it's all of the above. The major religions all know this. They respect the purchase. They acknowledge the purchase. Maybe they manipulate it a little bit. The foresight worked. Incredible. He did it in a manner so that it would hold for thousands of years. Avraham Avinu did this because he knew that this weekend on Shabbat, there'd be a minimum of 30,000 visitors, devout, committed children of his, spending time in hotels, in tents, in minyanim, around Ma'arat HaMachpelah to celebrate and commemorate this very event, this very purchase. He did it to show us that this is something that is a gift to you forever, but you have to work hard to maintain the gift. And he did it because duplex, maybe 2 or 3 floors, he wanted himself, his children and grandchildren to be buried there so that when these 30,000 converge and thousands of Jews, hundreds of thousands, all throughout the year, they can come and talk to their father and grandfather and great-great-grandfather and visit and go back to their roots and know that it all started over here. And because of Abraham's wonderful actions and foresight, we can relate to our permanent home in Israel and to the permanent resting home of our forefathers. Abraham, great strategy. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen v'amen. Shabbat shalom.